to my journey. On today's agenda is meal prep. Meal prep after gastric bypass. I'm getting myself back on track, which I meal prep on track anyway, but the rest of the day I'm going to stay on track. I'm going to film what I eat in a day, which is going to keep me accountable to get me over this hurdle. So that's my plans. But today on meal prep is another day to show you what I always tell you. Meal prep does not have to be a big hoopla. It just does not. I made breakfast for 5 days. I made lunch for 6 days. And it took me about an hour and a half. And that includes putting recipes in my tracker, washing dishes, setting up ingredients to film, and the cooking. So simple as can be, but delicious. So what I'm making for breakfast are sausage and egg breakfast bowls. The only way they differ from my original breakfast bowls are that there's no carb under it. There's no hash browns or rice underneath it. It's just the proteins and the gravy. And I think it's going to be just as delicious, because who doesn't like sausage and eggs? Well, I love it. And gravy, come on. And then for lunch, this is a riff of my antipasto. Is it antipasto or antipasto? I can't even remember how it's spelled. It either ends with an A or I think it ends with an A or an O. I don't know. Don't come at me, you Italians. Sub that I made a long time ago. And I'm like, that sounds so good, but I don't want all that bread. Here's the thing. I changed the bread for pasta, but it's protein pasta. So I don't feel as guilty, which I'm not going to say I should feel guilty about eating bread. I don't feel that I'm messing up my diet as much eating this protein pasta as if I ate a big old sub roll, because that is pure white flour, just straight to the bloodstream carbs. This pasta is made out of chickpeas, and we look at it when I cook it, and I let you see the nutrition facts and all that. So I think it is going to be a game changer when I want pasta. So that is what's for lunch. And like I said, it came together just lickety split. So without talking any further, we would just turn around and get started cooking. For our little breakfast bowl, I am making sausage. Normally when I make these, I use crumbled sausage or turkey sausage that you make. It's crumbled, but I have these sausage patties in the freezer that I want to use. And these are Walmart brand, Great Value brand, little sausage patties. They came in a box of, I think there was 18. I didn't realize I was getting such a big box, but they were fresh. You keep them in the fridge. So you had to either use them or freeze them by a certain date. So that's why I have these in the freezer. So I just sprayed a little bit of avocado oil in the pan, which I probably didn't need to because they're going to let off a lot of grease. But I'm just going to use one patty per bowl. These sausage gravy bowls are something you just make how much ever, whatever size portion you want. And I'm not using anything under it. It's just going to be sausage and eggs and gravy. So while this is frying, let's jump over here and make the gravy, and you're going to see how simple it is. What we are using here is this Pioneer Country gravy. Oh, I didn't know it said sausage flavor. That's fine, because all the country gravies are good. Maybe it always said that, and I've just never noticed. Anyway, we love this stuff, and it could not be simpler. If you do not have the time nor the inclination to make homemade gravy, which I do not for these breakfast bowls, this is the perfect solution. I have 1.5 cups of water that I've brought up to the bowl. I have put the contents of the gravy packet in 1/2 cup of cool water. Let me come across here. And you just whisk it into the boiling water and cook it until it is thickened, and it takes no time at all. Matter of fact, I will just do this video real time and let you see how quick it happens. See that? Gravy already. So, done. I'm going to try to even out my eggs. Okay, I think that's as even as I'm going to get them. Now, I am just going to put my sausage patty on top because instead of cutting it up now, I think it will help me eat a tad slower at the table. I still struggle in that area. Now, this is 2 cups of gravy, so it's a little less than a half a cup per bowl. So here again, I'm just going to eyeball. I'm going to start with 2 scoops and hope that's close enough to everybody getting some. Okay, there's a little left, so I'll just put a little bit more on each one. So there is our sausage gravy bowls. For our pasta salad, over on the side I have my water starting to boil for my pasta. This is what I'm using, the Bonza Rotini. It's made from chickpeas. It has 20 grams of protein per serving. Now the serving is 2 ounces dry. I'm going to not have quite 2 ounces. I'm going to try to get, depends on all the additions I add, I'm going to try to get 6 servings out of this instead of 4. But anyway, this is the one I'm using. So I'm just going to set this aside while that water is boiling, and we're trying to. And we're going to start on our dressing. Now I've got stuff everywhere. This is a spend with pennies recipe. I've never made it. We're going to try it together for the first time, and I will be reading off my cheat sheet, except for some of these things I know. This is a half a cup of mayonnaise, and this is Duke's Light, so use your favorite mayo. I'm just trying to save a little bit of calories. Oh, where can I put that? And then a 1/4 cup of sour cream. Oh, I just made a mess. And this is light sour cream. I imagine you could use the fat-free Greek yogurt if you wanted to. I just thought I'd go ahead and do it as stated. And a 1/4 cup of olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and whisk that together before we add anything else. Get that all combined. Okay, now we need, let's see, 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. And 1 1/4 teaspoons of sugar. Now, I'm just using plain sugar because that's not a lot of sugar to have in this whole entire recipe. So that's why I'm not bothering with sugar substitute. I'm just going to do that. And then, let's see, a teaspoon of lemon juice. It says fresh, but I just keep this in the refrigerator in my old school lemon jar. Don't you love it? I love it. And then let's see, what do we have? We have our, oh, where is my cheese? Hold on. For our seasonings, we have 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Calls for 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley, but I don't have that, and I didn't buy it. So it's 2 teaspoons of dried, 1/4 teaspoon of dried basil, and then we need 3 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese. And I'm just using this right here in the little jar. I don't know, it's a plastic jar, I guess you could say. And that's all there is to it. So we will whisk this together and cross our fingers that it's tasty, because it's going on our salad. Okay, let me give it a taste. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's really good. I like that. Okay, I think that's a hit. Now it does say, like, if you're using it on salad, let it sit in the fridge for an hour. But I don't need to do that because my pasta salad is going to be in there until I need it. So I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to clean all this mess up, and then I think we'll start chopping and cutting all the stuff that goes in our pasta salad while our pasta is boiling. Okay, what I already have back here in the bowl is just 1 can of sliced black olives. Now I'm going to chop up this jar. It is a 7-ounce jar of the artichoke hearts. I'm just going to kind of chop through them just to make them smaller. And these are marinated. I'm pretty sure that's what it says. Does it say? I don't think it says anywhere. But, well, it's got vinegar and oil. So, yeah, they're marinated. But you can see the spices on them and you can smell them. But I don't want to tell you something wrong. Get that in there. And then I have these little, these cherry tomatoes are just called teeny tiny tomatoes. The sprinkles. I got this. It's a little more expensive for a small amount. But look at the size of them. They're perfect for this salad. And they're a perfect amount. I don't need any more. I don't even want this whole container. I rinsed them off. But they're just a good size and good amount for just a pasta salad. And cutting them in half, I think, will work. Then next I'm going to do some pepperoni. I got the turkey pepperoni, and I'm just using what I have left. I already counted it so I could put it in my tracker. There's 14 slices. A serving is like 17 slices, but I wasn't going to buy a whole pack of turkey pepperoni that I may or may not use. And this is just a good way to use what I already had. You could also use salami. You can leave it out. That's up to you. But antipasto, this is oh, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say something. Okay. Anyway, well, that's all I'm going to put in there. I am going to add cheese, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So I'm going to clean this up, let this sit here while the pasta is finished, and then we're going to talk about that pasta. Okay, so let me show you the pasta. I like mine soft, so that's why it's nice and plump. But the package says expect foaming, and you can see where it foamed up. Now, you do have to rinse it, so let me drain and rinse this. All right, if you can see, I might have cooked mine too long because it is falling apart. This is my first time using this pasta, so I'm not familiar with it. Now, I did taste one, and it tastes good. It does not taste like regular pasta. Doesn't taste like wheat pasta. Doesn't taste like white pasta. It just has, it doesn't even taste like a chickpea. It just has, I really can't describe the flavor. It's not a strong flavor. It's just a mild flavor. It's not bad at all. I think I'm going to like it. Now, I wanted to talk about I happen to think maybe we want to look at the nutrition facts in case you're curious. But for a 2-ounce serving, which I'm hoping not to have, but if you do, there is 35 carbs. So this, obviously it's pasta, and it's got tapioca starch and pea starch and chickpeas. That's all pasta, carbohydrates. But it has 5 grams of fiber, so I'm good with that, and 11 grams of protein. So that would be in one serving. So it is a good way to still have your pasta and get some kind of health benefit out of it. So you know what I'm going to do, so I don't mess this pasta up too much. I'm going to go ahead and, I don't know if we're going to need all this dressing or not. I'm going to Start with about half. And try to gently, it might turn into pasta salad goop. So take it from me, you might like your pasta tender, but apparently this gets tender before the sight. Does that make sense? It's tender before it looks tender. Lesson learned. I'm still going to eat it. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and use it all. Okay, I think I got that mixed. Looks delicious. Smells delicious. Can't wait to eat it. Now let me get my containers and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do my cheese. So hold on just a second. So I'm coming to you here on this dark laptop just to say, because I'm in the middle of editing and I'm not going to set my tripod up and all that. But apparently I forgot to restart my camera when I was telling you about the cheese. And I wanted to tell you how I did my cheese. Instead of mixing, I'm using an ounce per serving. I'm getting 6 servings, which you'll see that coming up. Instead of putting the whole 6 ounces and mixing it in the pasta and taking a chance of not all the bowls getting cheese, I cut my block of cheese, which is 8 ounces, into 8 pieces, so we know each piece is an ounce. And then each ounce I just cut into smaller blocks and added it to the top of the pasta in the serving dish. That way I know I have an ounce of cheese and that amount of protein in each one of my servings. So I thought that was kind of an important little tidbit to skip over. That's why I thought while I'm sitting here editing, I'll pop on here, give that little explanation. Okay, now back to the video that I actually did record. I ended up getting 6 salads. One of them is a little bit smaller than the last one, but it's close enough. It's okay. So now let's go on the other side of the kitchen and see what we have for the week. Here's what we've done this morning. For breakfast, I'm having sausage and egg breakfast bowls. I don't think I'm going to miss the carbs under it at all. It looks delicious. As usual, the numbers will be on the screen. And then for lunch, I am having Antipasto pasta salad. Antipasto pasta salad. Say that 3 times fast. And it's good because I tasted the dressing and then a little piece of noodle fell out and I tasted it and it was good. So this is this week's food, and I may make another protein pudding. I think I still have a couple servings in the refrigerator that I have not eaten. And I was wanting to make Roy's cookie dough hummus, so I have the ingredients for that when I feel like making that. So anyway, that will do it for me today. I hope you're having a good weekend, and I will see you on my next video.